Today is the 31st of July 2023. Okay. I want to continue our lesson in algebra. Today we want to look at expand and simplify, and then I'll show you something called difference of two squares, and I'll explain that. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who started this journey with me and who has been watching our videos. Thank you very much. Okay, I normally write please follow notes/script. These are my notes. I took time to write them myself. Okay, what I mean by that is, for instance, if assuming I want to say 4b and I say 46, this is 4b, okay? Or I want to I point at this and I end up saying 16ab, it's minus 16ab. At that moment, go by minus 16ab, okay? In some of the percentage videos, maybe I want to say 32 pounds and I end up saying 32%, or the other way, maybe 32%, I end up saying 32 pounds. Go by what I'm pointing to. It's just a few, okay, but I thought I would say it, okay. If you follow the notes, then whatever I'm pointing at is what I'm meaning to say, okay. So in last lesson, I started introducing you to these rules. If you are not familiar with them, you can add them to your flashcards, okay, so you become very familiar with them. So for instance, the first one is straightforward. When you are multiplying two positive numbers, your answer is positive. So for instance, 4 times 8 is 32. As the timetable, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so two positive numbers will give you a positive number. But when one number is negative and the other is positive, and you are multiplying, then your answer becomes negative. So for instance here, minus 4 times 8, you get a negative answer, okay. So whether the negative is the first or the second, or the positive is first and the negative is second, you will still get negative, as long as one of the variables or numbers are negative and you are multiplying. So this example, 8 times minus 4 is minus 32, okay. So for instance, the last one, if you are multiplying two negative numbers, then you get a positive. So minus 8 times minus 4 is 32. So for instance, if it's a variable, minus a times minus b will give you ab, okay. But if you have minus 8 and you are multiplying by minus 4, you will get a positive answer, okay. So keep this in mind, okay, whilst we continue with what we've learned so far. So I'm just going to stress what I've just said to you with these examples. Okay, the examples I gave here is only whole numbers, but here I've added some variables. So 4a times 4b will be 16ab, minus 4a times 4b will be minus 16ab. Okay, because 4 minus 4 times 4 is minus 16, and then you have ab there. 4a times minus 4b will give you minus 16ab, because that is negative and that is positive. So the answer will become minus. And remember, when you are multiplying, minus 4a times minus 4b minus minus will give you positive, so 16ab. Okay, so please put this at the back of your mind. You can't forget this whilst we look at today's examples. So the first example we have here, this question will be posed as expand and simplify. Okay, so they'll give you 7x, add 3 into bracket x plus 2. Remember, the 3 affects everything in the bracket. So 7x, add 3x, at 7x, which is the first one. Now 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Both of them are plus. Okay, that's why we have plus and plus. Now 7x, and is one variable, so we can add 7 to 3. So 7x, add 3x, we can add 7x to 3x. So 7x, add 3x is 10x. Add 6, the 6 here. Now we can leave our answer as this, or we can go a step further. 2 is a factor of 10 and a factor of 6. So we can bring 2 out, introduce a bracket. 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, or how many 2's do we have in 10? 5. You add the x. How many 2's we have in 6? 3. Okay, so this answer is right, and that answer is also right. Example 2. So here it's also an expand and simplify question, because you are expanding and then you simplify. Our first example, we had only one variable, x. This example, if you scan, we have b and we have c. So 2 will multiply everything here, plus 8 times will multiply everything here, and then we'll simplify. Okay, so 2 times b is 2b. 2 times minus 7 is minus 14. 8 times c is plus 8c. Positive 8 times positive 3 is positive 24. Okay, so now 2b, add 8c, add 24, minus 14. So 2b, add 8c. We can't add b and c because we don't know what they are. But 24 minus 14 are whole numbers. So when you do that, you get a 10. So you can leave your answer this way. but 2 is a factor of the 3 of them. So we can bring 2 out. Introduce a bracket here. So how many 2's do we have in 2? 1. So we have a B. How many 2's do we have in 8? 4. So we write it as 4C. How many 2's do we have in 10? 5. Okay. So we can leave the answer here, or go a step further and do this. Okay. Both of them are right. Okay. Now our third example. Here our variable is y, and they are both in brackets. So here we need to multiply y by everything in this bracket plus 5 by everything in this bracket. Okay, so y times y will give us y squared. We've seen this several times. Y times positive 3 will give us 3y. So we've done the first one. Now we go to the second one. It's positive 5 times y will give us 5y. And then positive 5 times positive 3 will give us 15. So let's simplify. That is y squared. 3y plus 5y is 8y plus 15. We are not multiplying here, so we can add y squared to 8y. Okay, that's y to the power 2 plus 8y. So we can't add them. So our answer remains y squared, add 8y, add 15. Because the highest factor here is 2, this is a quadratic equation, that one here. And we can use it to draw quadratic curve. Okay, but that is not what we are doing today. We are just expanding and simplifying. When we get to that point, I will show you. Okay, now our next example, example 4. B minus 2 into brackets, and the second bracket has B plus 6. Now we have a minus here and we have a 6. So we have to be mindful when we are multiplying. So first we multiply the whole of this with B, and then we multiply minus 2 with everything in this bracket. When we finish, we bring like terms together and then we simplify. So this is also an example of expand and simplify. So let's look at the expansion. B squared B times B is B squared. B times positive 6 is positive 6b. Minus 2 times b is minus 2b. Okay, minus 2 times positive 6 is minus 12, as I've shown you in the recap in the beginning of the lesson. Okay, now b squared is positive, so we bring it now. Now we have 6b minus 2b like terms, because b to the power 1, b to the power 1. So now 6b minus 2b will give us 4b, and then we have minus 12. We can add b squared to 4b. We can't add them. We can multiply them, but we can add them. So at the moment, this is how we leave our answer. Okay, this is also an example of a quadratic equation. They will give you this equation and say maybe y equals all this. So you will find, they'll give you values from maybe 0 or -1 to -6 and ask you to find this and use it to plot a graph. You will end up getting a curve. Okay, when we get there, I will show you. Okay, now let's look at example 5 carefully. Okay, this is where I'll introduce you to something called difference of two squares, meaning x plus 4, okay, x minus 4. 4 times 4 is 16, okay? So have that at the back of your mind whilst we solve this. So x will multiply everything in this bracket. 4 will multiply everything in this bracket. So x times x is x squared. X times -4 is minus 4x. X plus 4 times x is plus 4x. Plus 4 times -4 is -16. Okay. Now, x on its own, we bring it here. And then -4x plus 4x is 0, -16. Okay. Look at it very careful. In the beginning I said the square root of 16 is 4, or 4 times 4 is 16. Look at what we have and look at the answer we arrived at. S squared minus 16. So after doing these examples, I will explain to you. Now, this is also 3 times 3 is 9. And 1 is minus and 1 is plus. So again, straight away, it's another difference of 2 squared. But I will show you, okay? So y times y is y squared. Y times plus 3 is 3y. Minus 3 times y is minus 3y. Minus 3 times positive 3 is minus 9. So y squared plus 3 minus 3y is 0 minus 9. So y squared minus 9. Okay. So look at the equation carefully. 1 is minus 3 and 1 is plus 3. Okay. And your answer is difference of 2 squares. Y squared, y times y is y squared. 3 times 3 is 9, but the sign in between is minus, as in this one. Okay. Example 7. Q minus 5, Q plus 5. Okay. It can also be Q plus 5, Q minus 5. You will get the same answer because 5 times 5 is 25. Okay. If it's minus minus, you get a different answer. If it's plus plus, you get a different answer. But as long as one is minus and one is plus, and it's the same number by there, you will end up getting an answer like this. Your ability to spot that will be very good in solving other equations. Okay, so now let's go on. Q times Q is Q squared. Q times 5 is 5Q. Minus 5 times Q is minus 5Q. Minus 5 times positive 5 is minus 25. Now Q squared plus 5Q minus 5Q is 0, and then minus 25. So here again we have Q squared minus 25. Q times Q is Q. 5 times 5 is 5. So at least you are seeing a pattern develop here. Okay. Now example 8. U minus 7, U plus 7. So U times U is U squared. U times 7 plus 7 is 7U. Minus 7 times U is minus U. Minus 7 times plus 7 is minus 49. Again, we have U squared. 7U minus plus 7U minus 7U is 0, and minus 49. So here the square root of U is U, and the square root of 7 is 49, and this is difference of two squares. So U squared plus 7 squared, and the difference. So look at the question again. We have this, and then this is the answer we get. Example 9. W add 8, W minus 8. Okay, here the plus comes first before the negative, as here the minus and the positive later, but it's still the same. Okay, 8 and 8. Okay, so W times everything in this bracket. So W times W is W squared. W times minus 8 is minus 8W, plus 8W plus 8 times W is plus 8W, plus 8 times minus 8 is minus 64. Okay, now we have W squared minus 8W plus 8W is 0, then minus 64. So look at it again. W squared is W. The square root of 64 is 8. So you have plus 8 here, minus 8 here. So here again, we have difference of 2 squared. Our last example. Okay. T minus 9 plus T into bracket, T minus 9 in the first bracket, T plus 9 in the second bracket. Okay, now T will multiply everything in this bracket, minus 9 will multiply everything in this bracket. So T times T is T squared. T times plus 9 is 9T. Minus 9 times t is minus t. Minus 9 plus 9 is minus 81. So we have t squared, okay, plus t minus 9t is 0 minus 81. Here again, t squared is t, square root of 81 is square root of 9. 81 is 9, okay. So from this example here, you should be able to see this s squared minus 16, and as you grow in maths, and be able to write it as x plus 4 into bracket x minus 4. Or you should be able to see s plus 4 into bracket x minus 4 and write it as x squared minus 16. Okay, as long as you have a plus and a minus, it is called difference of two squares. Okay, so assuming you are solving an algebra question and you come up with x squared minus 16, all of a sudden you should start seeing that this as a difference of two squares, because this is a square and that is a square. Okay, x squared is x squared, and then 4 squared is 16. So the difference, so you can write it as x plus 4, okay, into bracket x minus 4, and then you can put it into the equation, and likely you might end up using this to cancel a numerator or a denominator. Simplify the equation and get your answer straight away. Okay, so look at this also. It's the same thing, difference of two squares. So y minus 3, y plus 3, that is why we have this. Look at this also, this example, difference of 2 squared. So q minus 5, q plus 5. So you can actually go from this step to this step. Let's look at this example, difference of 2 squared again. So you have u minus 7, u plus 7, both into brackets. So you can go from this step to this step and go from that step to this step. Okay, look at this like two, difference of 2 squared. So w minus 8, w plus 8. Okay, so you can go from this step to that step. This also, look at the answer we got, difference of 2 squares. So you can go from there, t minus 9, t plus 9, because 9 times 9 is 81. Okay, so look at it very carefully. We'll be talking more about this and as you grow. So today I thought I'll throw in these examples and introduce you to this kind of thinking, difference of 2 squares. Okay, so your ability to be able to spot these, okay, is very important. Okay, so for instance, if you're in nursery, you don't know a lot of your colors, but as you get to year 1, you see yellow, you say, oh, this is yellow, that is blue, that is red. Okay, so that's what I'm showing you here. So this is some of the things in algebra you can look out for, because the examiner knows you should know. So some of these, like the rules I gave you last week, so you should be able to spot them. Okay, so I would like to end today's lesson here, and just have a look at the video again, and hopefully I'll see you next lesson. Thank you for watching today's lesson, and I'll see you next lesson. Okay.